Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasudashiva.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatītam Gaganatadusham Tattvamatyavilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatītam Trigunarahitam Tatgurum Tam Namah. Welcome to all the viewers who are joining us today for this very special Bhagavan Lingotvava Darshan, where we will be learning who is Bhagavan Lingotvava, the happening of Lingotvava, and what does Bhagavan Lingotvava signify. The powerful cognition to empower yourself, and ultimately we will be having the Diksha Darshan of Bhagavan Lingotvava manifesting through the Supreme Consciousness Jagat Guru Maha Sanitana, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So how will you be achieving this? First by listening, then by internalizing and manifesting the powerful cognition, and finally and ultimately through the Diksha and Darshan. So who is Bhagavan Lingotvava? Lingotvava is the incarnation of Paramashiva as a light shaft, happened to liberate Brahma and Vishnu from the delusion. Bhagavan Paramashiva appeared in front of Vishnu and Brahma and gave darshan to both of them, removing their ego, blessing both of them, and revealing the ultimate truth. Bhagavan Mahavishnu and Bhagavan Brahma experienced Bhagavan Paramashiva in the formless form as a light being, the pure consciousness. So let us understand the happening of Bhagavan Lingotvava, the place where this happened is Arunachala, the very birthplace of the Supreme Consciousness, the Avatar himself. So let us now understand what is Bhava Samadhi Darshan, which we will be experiencing today. Samadhi means one with the source. Bhava means attitude or aspect. So Bhava Samadhi means being one with the source through this aspect. And the aspect, the bhava that you choose, through that bhava, being one with the source, samadhi is bhava samadhi. Knowing this aspect, bhava, is ultimate adi. And being in oneness, sama, with that is bhava samadhi. Let us understand the science behind the bhava samadhi darshan. The first thing you need to know is that divine cosmic beings are real. They manifest from Kailasa, the enlightened time-space zone, through deities and incarnations, and divine cosmic beings manifest through the Ashtavataras, the deities in temples, and through the Bhava Samadhi darshans in the Nijavataras, the incarnations. And during the Bhava Samadhi darshan, your whole Kundalini Shakti becomes awakened. And the Kundalini Shakti is the latent potential energy in every human being. Awakening of the Kundalini Shakti results in extraordinary abilities, expressing through us, like the third eye awakening, the ability to have remote vision, ability to scan anyone's body, levitation, teleportation, and materialization. So this influx of superconscious energy also visibly slows down the aging process and improves immunity. With the increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heals, empowers, and transforms our lives. What are the benefits of the Bhava Samadhi darshan? The Bhava Samadhi darshan allows us to experience the formless in a way that we can deeply understand and relate with. Having darshan, or even a glimpse of, brings lasting transformations in us, cleansing lifetimes of karmas and raising you to the next level of super conscious breakthrough. It's like hitting the reset button on your very being. Experience the Bhava Samadhi darshan to discover the extraordinary possibilities and quantum jump from man to superhuman. And during the Bhava Samadhi darshan, our neurons mirror that of the avatar. The mirror neurons activate and process all the observed movements or information of the avatar just by seeing. And without the physical act of imitation, so our entire body can silently and without moving recreate what is happening distant, far away. experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar. Let us understand who is the Supreme Concept. Testing Bhagavan Lingotbhava today. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Jagatguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, was born on the 2nd of January, 1978, and is the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic ancient enlightenment civilizational nation. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, and is recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities as a lifestyle for humanity. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kanchi Kailasa Sattva, is the incumbent emperor of the Suryavanshi Srirangi Samrajam, and is the present 293rd Jagatguru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasa Shamla Pita Sattva, and is the present Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvana Yukata, the largest apex monastic order. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Atalakada, is the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharma Mukti Swaragapura Adinam, and has been elected as the Supreme Concept of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 leaders. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is revered as a teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, read, and watched, and has authored over 300 books, 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which have been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism has over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded, and has over 10,000 hours of discourses delivered. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism has enriched and enriched over 1 billion lives digitally, and is respected as the commentator of all sacred scriptures, such as the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Shiva Sutras, the Brahma Sutras, the Yoga Sutras, the Ashtavakra Gita, the Jain Sutras, and many more. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is honored as a leader of Hinduism. The most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader is the reviver of 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including the Rudrakanyas, Rudras, Rishis, Rishkas, Bhairavas, Bhairavis, and Sanyas, and has been the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world, Kailasa Nithyananda University, with satellite campuses in over 150 countries. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems, is the founder and reviver of over 100 Sattva, and is the collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. Now, with this, we will be entering into the demonstration of the extraordinary Shakti of Paramashiva. So you too will be having the Diksha and Darshan later today to experience these extraordinary Shaktis. For now, you will be witnessing the live demonstration of these extraordinary powers by the Nithyananda Gurukul Balas and yogis, the initiated disciples of the Supreme Concept.
Yes. So let us now witness the manifestation of extraordinary Shakti. So today the Balasams, the Nithyananda yogis and the initiated disciples of the Supreme Point of Hinduism will be demonstrating the extraordinary powers of Paramashiva awakened in us through Diksha. So a few of the powers you will be witnessing is the power of body scanning and the power of body and third eye. So the power of third eye is where one awakens the ability to scan and see through the cosmic browsing center, which is the third eye. The next is the power of body scanning, where one awakens the ability to be able to scan illnesses, diseases, medically diagnosed issues, and any problems which is there in your body. Not only that, even reveals solutions through the third eye. Let us understand what are Shaktis before entering into this extraordinary demonstration. In the Veda-agamas, so scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest the 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis. Manifesting powers, Shaktis, is described as a system and as a method, as a science for human beings to explore the various powers and possibilities and to have access to various states of consciousness. Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are the divine and that you need to manifest the divine. Not from the cognition that you are a man and that you need to reach the divine. So let us now see the difference between Shaktis and Siddhis. Shaktis are powers which express from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection with the divine and high integrity with the Guru. Shaktis are the source of enlightenment. Siddhis are the powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment. Siddhis are on the path of enlightenment. Shaktis are the powers which manifest through ordinary human beings in extraordinary ways, just with the initiation from the avatar, and Shaktis are permanent. Siddhis, whereas, are not permanent and they may divert you from enlightenment. So, who is the source of all these Shaktis? Paramashiva. Paramashiva is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. As the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya, or the 5 cosmic acts of Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara, Trobhava, and Anugraha. Creation, sovereign rulership and maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion, and liberating grace for all living entities. And Paramashiva himself has come down in the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru, Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. As the 1008 living incarnation and representation of Paramashiva and the revival of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization nation, which is a great cosmic bodily civilization. Ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been the cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced races. It was where the science of enlightenment was first taught and lived as a lifestyle. And in the modern day, for the first time, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences at a record-breaking speed, which was never accomplished before. So all of you can see the Guru Parampara over here. All the enlightened Gurus of Swamiji, like Mata Vibhudananda Puri, Yogiraj Yogananda Puri, Pundi Swamigal, Visati Swamigal, Annamalai Swamigal, Kanchi Paramacharya, Visati Swamigal, Sri Tirthi Mahaswami, all these enlightened masters who have recognized the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as an incarnation at a very young age and has trained and taught Swamiji to revive these initiations and knowledge of theories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga, Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashiva Jnana, and Paramashiva Vijnana. So all of you now might be wondering, how do we awaken these divine Shaktis? When every ultimate truth, Jnana, gets mapped into our consciousness, Prajna, we start manifesting powers and it becomes a possibility of every being, Prajna. So let us now watch a small video which explains the science of initiation, the power of initiation, and how, just with one look, touch, or words from divine, we can manifest these extraordinary Shaktis.
Diksha is the direct transfer of spiritual energy by an enlightened being through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, सर्वासामपि दीक्षानां मुक्तिः फलमखण्डितम् अविरोधात् भवन्त्येव प्रासङ्गस्तु भुक्तयः. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi Diksha Vihinasya na siddhihi na cha sadgatihi tasmat sarva prayatnena guruna dikshito bhavet. The one who is not initiated does not attain liberation nor a better future. So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? Neuroscience has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, Birdi, Bengaluru. Contact 9.
Yes, with that beautiful video which explained to all of us what is the power of initiation, let us now understand the science of power manifestation and how the science of power manifestation is authenticated through the four aspects of evidence. The first is the Shastra Pramana, which are the eternal unchangeable truths that are revealed in the source scriptures. The next is the Apta Pramana, the experiences and results of Aptas or the authorities of Hinduism, the Vedic rishis and scientists who have time tested and verified this extraordinary science. Third is the Atma Pramana, or the account of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasenihanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam. This millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. Last is the Pratyaksha Pramana, or the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. So let us now listen to the Shastra Pramana from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. So the Shastra Pramana comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 34, Dharana 11. Kapalantarmanonyasa Tishtanmilitalochanaha Kramen Manasodadhyat Lakshaye Lakshamuttamam. The translation goes, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind and inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Laksham by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source Paramashiva. The next is the Apta Pramana, where Bhagavan Shri Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye. Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, न तु मां शक्यसे द्रष्टुं मनेनैव सचक्षुषा दिव्यं ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम् but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore I grant you the divine third eye. Behold my cosmic opulence. In the Hindu Purana, the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna initiates Arjuna in the power of third eye. Behold his Vishwarupa. And the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita contains the complete description of Bhagavan Shri Krishna's cosmic form as it is narrated by Arjuna. Let us now listen to the Atma Pramana from the life of His Divine Holiness Swamiji himself.
Inside and outside broke. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, 10 direction, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience. I felt the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body carry me equally. In both I exist equally. The setting sun, rising moon, the whole Arunachala hill, all the plants, bush, shrubs, trees, everything just became so alive. The idea, something is inside,
And last is the Pratyaksha Pramana, the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Study measures compare the metabolic cell activity of the brain in the conscious and meditative states of the third eye using the PET, the positron emission tomograph. When doing daily activities, high activity is measured in the brain where the third eye is located, and when in the deep state of samadhi, only the third eye region is active in almost 90% of the rest of the brain. So let us now witness the live Sakshi Pramana, the demonstration of the power of third eye by the Balasins of the Nithyananda Guru. So we'll be back right after a short break. Yes. So let us now witness the live demonstration of the power of third eye by the Balasins of the Nithyananda Gurukul. Along with me, I have Maniti Kaladharananda, who is 15 years old, and she is a Balasin of the Nithyananda Gurukul, who is going to be demonstrating this extraordinary Shakti to all of you. So all of you can see this IBAN medically tested IBAN which I have with me. In front is a complete opaque sheet and behind is a big sponge. There's no gap between the sponge and the opaque sheet, and there's no possibility of light entering in this IBAN. Yes. So now I'm going to be placing this I-band on Ma Kaladra's eyes. Or if you can see, there's the further placing once again. There's no possible way of light and see. Yes. Now, Kaladra, are you comfortable? Yes. Beautiful. So now I request the YouTube comments to be projected. Just before that, Kaladra, please turn to your right, left, up, and down. Yes, so all of you can see there's no gap. And now, Kaladra, I request all of you to go ahead, start posting any comments you want in the Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. Post random emojis, random numbers, random letters, anything, and Ma Kaladra will be reading it out live.
Yes. So the latest comment is from ASHIXHRANA has posted Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Balakrishnan Ayya has posted Swamiji bless me to get 100 marks in the tomorrow's exam.
Yes, Aya, you can definitely go ahead and request and take your request to Bhagwan Sundareshwara, and he will definitely bless you. I request all of you to go ahead and start posting your comments. I request all of you, please go ahead, start posting your comments in the Kailasa SPH Nithyananda YouTube channel. And Ma Kaladra will be reading out your comments live.
Yes. Manitya Maheshwaramaya Nanda has posted amazing.
Beautiful. That amazing. That was a beautiful demonstration of the power of third eye. Now I'm removing the I-band of Ma Kaladra. All of you can see that the I-band is completely intact and that there's no difference in the I-band. So now we'll be moving on to the next part of body scanning right after a short break. So let us now listen to the pramanas for the power of body scanning. Swadehe jagato va sukshma sukshmatarani cha satvani yani nilayam dhyatvante vyajyate para. Bhagavan Parameshwara says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest consciousness, principles of the whole body, Swadeha, or of the whole universe, simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in the source cause, Paramashiva, and by such real awareness, one becomes complete from all the thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi, Adishakti, is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. The next is the Apta Pramana, from the light of His divine holiness, from the light of Siddhas and authorities of Hinduism who have time to sit and verify this science. Teriyar was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agastya. One day, a man suffering from a severe headache comes to Agastya for healing. Agastya uses the power of body scanning and reveals that there is a small Teriyar at a frog sitting in a person's brain. Agastya immediately instructs Theria to perform an open head surgery and completely take off the ground. And Theria successfully completes the open head surgery, and the person is completely healed and cured of the headache. Thus he gained the name Theria. Third is the Atma Pramana, where Swamiji beautifully shares in his own words, paraphrasing his words. Only when I had a multiple compound hand fracture was I forced to go for surgery and therefore for medical checkups related to it. At that time, they detected an unequal quantity in my different organs, and it was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods to study the body condition instead of the poisoning, and due to the poisoning. And through the body scanning, I found out what problems and imbalances had happened and where the balance had to be done. I used allopathy as a second opinion just to verify my claims. Last, with the Sakshi Pramana, you can see the devotees and disciples of Swamiji who beautifully shared their experience of how just with the initiation of Swamiji, they were able to manifest this extraordinary. So let us now witness the power of body scanning right after a short break. Yes, so let us now witness the extraordinary demonstration of the power of body scanning. So I will be manifesting this power of body scanning to all of you today. I request the YouTube comments to be projected. I request the YouTube comments to be projected. Yes, Balakrishnaya has asked, Swami, how many days my mom has to take Haritaki and castor oil? Is a question which he has asked previously, so for which solution has come as Haritaki in caste trial. Swamiji is revealing for the next 11 days she should do this very intensely, ma. She should do this very intensely. This is what Swamiji is revealing. Yes. So anyone else has a request for a body scanning, please go ahead and request in the chat and we'll be doing the body scanning for you. Anyone who wants a body scanning can go ahead and request in the chat. Ma Celine G has requested for a body scanning. Yes, ma, I'll surely do a body scanning for you. Ma Celine G, Swamiji is revealing that there's less calcium in your body. Ma, so Swamiji is revealing to start drinking more milk and eat more paneer along with green vegetables, and this will heal you. Ma. Swamiji is showing you have calcium deficiency, which is what is affecting you. So this is the solution. I request the YouTube comments to be scrolled up. Swamiji is also revealing that you should start worshipping Mahaganapati, as Swamiji is revealing that you are holding some incompletion, some SDHT against yourself, ma, and which is actually affecting you to manifest wealth, health, and relationships. So Swamiji is revealing that you have to start worshipping Mahaganapati, and every day just do the offer the puja to him and start doing the Nithyananda Paramashivam for the next 11 days, and you'll be healed from this one. Because Swamiji is also revealing that like you have your stomach is very dirty, that's why you're manifesting skin problems. So this is the solution which Swamiji did. Yes. So till then, I would like to share my experience of how I manifest this power of body scanning. Whenever anyone requests for a body scanning, just by connecting to Paramashiva, just by connecting to Swamiji and requesting Swamiji to show me and reveal what is in that person's body through my third eye, I start seeing different things like images. I start seeing it's like a movie for me. It zooms in and I can see all around the body, what problems, which organ has the body. Slowly, everything is revealed to me one by one, and Swamiji really manifests through me, and I start revealing whatever is revealed to my third. This is how I manifest the power of body scanning, and it's very exciting for me because before I joined the Nithyananda, before seeing all these movies like X-Men or Spider-Man or Avengers and all that, it inspired me. I was like, oh God, what if I could manifest powers like them? And after coming to Swamiji, it has really become my reality, and I start manifesting them myself. So it's it's a very good experience for me, and I really click with it because just thinking of being those characters like Spider-Man, Captain America, just dreaming of being those characters, like, oh God, how can I want to manifest these powers? And it just manifesting as reality, it is really an amazing experience. So Manikandan has requested for a remote vision for his pencil box. It may be funny, but please listen to the request. Yes, I will be doing scanning for your pencil box. Swamiji is another box which he keeps most of your stationery in, and that pencil box is mixed with that. And Swamiji also revealed another place is under your bed. So please check these two places. Swamiji is revealing that it's there. And we thank all of you for joining us. I'm now going to be concluding this power manifestation session. We thank all of you for joining us, and please stay tuned for the upcoming segments where we will be learning so much about who is Bhagwan Lingodbhava and what are the Akashic readings and what is the science of Darshan, what is Bhavasmati Darshan, and much, much more. So we thank all of you for joining us. Thank you, Nithyananda. Yes, so we're going to be having Ma Madhura joining with us, who will be taking the next session and sharing with all of us and explaining about who is Bhagwan Lingodbhava and what is the science of Bhavasmati Darshan. And throughout this program, you'll be learning so much about this. So we thank all of you for joining us. Please stay tuned for the upcoming segments. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Yes. Thank you so much, for that wonderful demonstration of these extraordinary powers. Now we will be entering into the next segment where we will be understanding about who is Bhagwan Lingodbhava. But first, let us understand what is happening in our world today. As many of us may know, we are already in the midst of a ongoing pandemic for the past 1.5 to 2 years now. Let us explore a little bit more about and what is happening in the world versus Bhagwan Lingodbhava, about what Bhagwan Lingodbhava is bringing to us. So let us enter into this thing.
Yes, Nithyanam everyone, welcome back. So now we all just had a wonderful demonstration of the powers of third eye. So now let us understand more about who is Bhagwan God Baba. But before that, let us learn of how the world is today versus Kailasa today. As all of us know how the world is going through a lot of suffering for the past few years now. And how Kailasa is helping the world through its spiritual solutions.
So, as many of us know, COVID-19 pandemic has been devastating the world over the past 2 years. There's not anyone who has not been affected by this, either personally or indirectly. But COVID-19 has also affected the mental health of many people, not just the physical health, but and the whole world is going through this next phase of extreme suffering, especially in the dimension of mental health. However, Kailasa has been providing continuous spiritual solutions for this. The Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Consciousness and Practices for over the past 27 years has been working towards empowering and enlightening adults with the greater science of Hinduism. And today, with the blessings of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Nithyananda Paramashivam, Kailasa has over 10,000 de facto spiritual embassies aimed at bringing spiritual healing, empowerment, and enlightenment for the benefit of mankind. And since the beginning of the onset of this pandemic, since March 2020, Kailasa has been providing really the online Paramashivoham program continuously non-stop for the past 1.5 years to benefit those who are locked at home, suffering during this pandemic, to offer the science completion and the initiation of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism and healing from the Supreme Concept itself. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism over the last several months has been continuously providing Baba Samadhi Darshan and Akashic reading to continuously heal and bless humanity at this time.
And during this pandemic, there has been the shutting down of K-12 schools across 191 countries. So as of mid-April, 191 countries had shut down all their primary and secondary schools, affecting almost 1. Here you can see how all around the world schools were shut down. And Nithyananda Hindu University is the world's largest Hindu university as per number of faculties, number of students, number of courses, and number of inspired by the Supreme Point of Hinduism. With 20 million plus enrollment, 7,000 plus courses, extended campuses in 150 countries. Kailas as Nithyananda Hindu University has been offering a non-stop 16-day online retreat since March 28th, 2020, which is completely free of cost to help humanity handle the pandemic with powerfulness.
And since the beginning of the pandemic, with so much of suffering, the suicide rate has also surged along with a epidemic of loneliness. And Kailasa has been continuously working to combat this by having taken the responsibility of spiritually healing the world during this pandemic. Kailasa's Department of Religion and Worship, in collaboration with the Department of Human Services, has been offering the Maheshwara Puja twice a month for the departed souls who have passed due to the COVID pandemic, natural calamities, unnatural calamities, devastation for the year 2020 till date. And through the Maheshwara Puja, the departed souls are offered completion and liberation through the sacred rituals offered at the feet of the 1008th living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Concept of himself. And in just days, on October 6th, we will be having a very special Maheshwara Puja, the Mahalaya Amavasya Maheshwara Puja, where all the departed souls will be, the Pitrus will be able to have an opportunity for completion and of the whole year to offer Maheshwara Puja and the completion for all the Pitru and for yourself and your family during this time. So you can learn more about this by visiting kailasa.org. So now let us enter into the Arunachala Purana, the happening of Lingotbhava.
So Brahma is the creator and he is the creation principle. He was created and manifested from the creation principle of Paramashiva. And Paramashiva's 5 heads, which is from one of the heads, the creation principle manifested as Brahma. And from Brahma, creation happens. The same way Vishnu manifested from maintenance. So Vishnu and Brahma are attention-drawing, colorful action. And they delude themselves that they are both ultimate, and between them they start fighting as to who is greater. Brahma represents knowledge and Vishnu represents wealth. Knowledge is required for creation, wealth is required for maintenance.
And Paramashiva manifested as the Deepa Stamba, the Jyoti Stamba, to Brahma and Vishnu, liberating them from the delusion as to who is more powerful or important amongst them. There was a big chaos and stagnancy in the cosmos. Paramashiva appears as a light shaft and tells them, whoever finds my head or feet first is the more powerful being.
So immediately Brahma takes the form of a swan and flies upward, saying, I will go and find your head. And Vishnu takes the form of Varaha, a pig, saying that I will go and find your feet. So both of them are not able to find either the head or the feet. Vishnu accepts that he is not able to find the feet, but Brahma not only was not able to find the feet, but he was not able to find the head, but he also was not able to accept it.
And they both start feeling that they are both ultimate. And the next level of delusion is that they both are fighting as to who is more powerful. Naturally, Paramashiva has to liberate them from their delusion. Neither creation nor sustenance is ultimate. Ultimate is liberation. Paramashiva pulls both of them out of delusion and liberates them. And the moment Paramashiva appears as the Jyotirlinga, he tells Brahma and Vishnu, whoever finds my head or feet will be declared as supreme. Brahma becomes a swan and flies towards the head. The swan always lives in the lotus. He should have actually gone to find the lotus seed. And Vishnu takes the form of a pig. The pig always lives in the forest. He should have actually taken the decision to go towards Paramashiva's jatas, the forest.
So both could not find the two ends. Vishnu goes on digging. Even then, he reaches only up to the calf muscle of Paramashiva. And to mark that, he ties a bell on Paramashiva's calf muscle. So that is why in all Shiva deities, there will be a bell on Shiva's calf muscle. And then Brahma takes the form of a swan and flies. And his age is almost over. He then finds that he cannot find the head. He then sees a flower falling and he asks, where are you coming from? The flower says, from Shiva's ears. He asks, since when have you been falling? The flower says, for 4 Brahma's ages, for 4 Brahma Yugas.
Knowledge always has ego. It can accept defeat. It cannot accept defeat. Brahma, who represents knowledge, asks the flower, can you support me by saying that I brought you from the head of Paramashiva? I will give you a boon. The flower got a little bit tempted, and Brahma goes to Paramashiva and lies, saying, I found your head, and here is the witness. The moment Paramashiva stares at both of them, both the flower withers and the swan's feathers burn away.
And Brahma gets cursed that he will never be worshipped anymore, and the flower gets cursed that it will never be used in Shiva Puja. But then Brahma does tapas and asks for forgiveness.
And Paramashiva's eternal compassion says, "You will be there in all my temples," tells Brahma, "north facing, wherever my sacred bath water will come to the Gomukha, and from that water you can do the creation." The flower was given the Shapa Vimochana, that once a year for Shivaratri day, the flower will be used for the Shiva Puja, not any other day. Even today in Tiruvannamalai, the Lingotbhava will be worshipped with the Tahu only on Shivaratri. You need to understand the deeper layers and meanings. Knowledge and wealth cannot show you the ultimate, and it is not the ultimate. Enlightenment alone is the ultimate.
So both Vishnu and Brahma requested Shiva to retain his form as the shaft of light to bless the entire universe. And at their request, Shiva, in the form of divine light, became Arunachala, the glowing mountain in Tiruvannamalai. And true to his promise, Paramashiva retained his form as the Arunachala mountain, assumed the form of the Shivalinga called Arunachaleshwara at the temple in Tiruvannamalai, and is continuously incarnating to keep the unbroken lineage of enlightened beings in Tiruvannamalai till date.
So let us now listen to the happening of Lingotbhava explained by the Supreme Concept himself.
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तं वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. This is a beautiful moment. The auspicious Lingodbhava time, the time in which Mahadeva, Shiva, appeared in front of Vishnu and Brahma, gave darshan to both of them and removed their ego, blessed both of them and gave them the ultimate truth. This is the same moment, same time, the Ardha Jama. This is the same time Vishnu and Brahma experienced Mahadeva in the formless form, the cosmic consciousness. As a light beam, the pure consciousness. We need to understand the story a little deeply. Brahma is the representation of intellect, Saraswati's husband. Vishnu is the representation of money, Lakshmi's husband. Through this story, Brahma and Vishnu is not able to find Mahadeva, Shiva. An important truth is revealed. Money and intellect cannot find enlightenment. But many times, the money and intellect starts fighting between them. Who is great? From time immemorial, intellectuals and politicians were fighting. From time immemorial, people with wealth and people with intellect were constantly fighting. That fight is only represented through the story. That fight is only present. The Brahma and Vishnu, who is big guy, who is a great guy, whether intellect or money. The problem is both of them don't understand an important fact. Both of them can't lead you to the ultimate truth or the ultimate happiness. If you know the story of Brahma and Vishnu seeking the Shiva's feet and the head, you will understand what I am saying. It's a beautiful story with a tremendous metaphysical meaning in it. The great intelligence we need to understand this story a little deeply. Only then the true meaning of the story will be revealed to our being. The true meaning of the story will be understood. The story says Brahma and Vishnu were fighting with each other, trying to find who is big guy. Then suddenly Shiva appeared. Shiva said, any one of you try to find my feet or head. Whoever finds my feet or head will be declared as the greatest person. And Brahma tries to find the head. Vishnu tries to find the feet. Unfortunately, not only they were not able to find, they realized nobody can find. Vishnu, the moment he realized, he surrendered, and Shiva blessed him. Just because Vishnu surrendered, Shiva blessed him with enlightenment and the truth. Brahma, even though he was not able to find, does not want to surrender, doesn't want to agree that he can't find. So he tries to find some false witness, a flower which was in the Shiva's head. He tried to bring that flower as a witness. The flower was falling from Shiva's head for ages. And Brahma tried to catch that flower and made that flower as a duplicate witness, false witness. But Shiva knows the truth and he curses not only Brahma, the flower too. And finally Brahma realizes the truth and surrenders. Then the moment Brahma surrendered, Shiva reveals the truth to him also. Very beautiful story. The deep significance. As I was telling, Brahma represents intellect. Vishnu represents money. Both of them constantly fight. Who's a big guy? Intellect and money. When they are fighting, suddenly the truth stands in front of them. The life. Continuously, the intellect and money is fighting. Our ordinary life is nothing but the fight between intellect and money. Suddenly truth stands in front of us and tells the money and intellect, try to find my head or feet. Our intellect can find our end of life. Beginning or end of life cannot be controlled by intellect or money. Not only it cannot be controlled, it can't be altered, changed. When you can't do anything with your beginning and end, then you can't do anything in between also. Life is life. But neither the intellect nor the money is ready to surrender. Intellect tries to find the head. Brahma goes in the form of swan to find the head. Vishnu goes in the form of pig to find the feet. Both of them are trying their best. Vishnu goes. For ages he is digging. Finally he realizes the truth. He won't be successful. At one point, he just wants to mark the spot to which extent he travelled. He ties a bell. Still in all Shiva's murtis, Shiva's idols, you will see a bell near the calf. Near the calf muscle, you will see a bell that is tied by Vishnu. Vishnu was able to travel only to that distance. Whether in Nataraja or Dakshinamurti, in all Shiva murtis, you will see that bell. Vishnu tried, he understood, he realized he can't see, he can't achieve, he can't get the truth. One important thing, truth is revealed in this. When you run behind the money to achieve the eternal happiness, Nithyananda, at one point you will realize the money can't give you that. That is what is meant by this line, by this story. Vishnu realizes he can't achieve, he can't find, he surrenders. If you travel, if you try to find through money, you will realize at one point it can't be achieved, you will surrender. The moment Vishnu surrendered, Shiva revealed the truth and gave him the ultimate experience. But Brahma, intellect, cannot surrender. That is the biggest problem. If you try intellect and try to find the truth, not only you won't find, the big difficulty will be you will not be even having that humbleness to accept that you will not find or you have not found. You will not have that humbleness. You will not be able to surrender. You will not be able to relax. You will not be able to say that you have not found. Not only you won't be able to say you have not found, you will try to bring all false witnesses. Brahma, not only he was not able to find, he can't accept that he did not find. So he brings false witness, the flower which was near the head of Shiva and which was falling for ages. He actually caught the flower and asked, the Brahma asked that flower, "You are from where?" The flower, hair of Mahadeva, Shiva. Brahma asked, "How long you are traveling?" The flower said, "For 4 Brahma's age I am traveling. Still I have not reached even Mahadeva's face." Brahma understands. He has only one age, means one kalpa. This flower is traveling for 4 kalpas. He understands he can't find, but he can't surrender. He catches that flower and says, "Why don't you come back and tell Shiva that I saw his head and I brought you from his head?" Flower says, "I don't have a problem. After all, I am going down. I can do a small favor for you." Understand, if you try to do something wrong, even for doing good to others, you are in trouble. Even for doing good to others, if you try to do anything adharmic, anything which is not right, you are in trouble. This flower thought, after all, Brahma is asking me a small favor. Why can't I do? He said, "Okay." And Brahma comes down and says, "I found your head and this is the witness." Shiva knows where he kept the flower. That is the biggest problem. Again, this intellect thinks it can hide from enlightened being. It can do whatever it wants and it can escape. It can get away with it. Understand? Enlightened being is a person who played with his intellect. So you can't play with him with your intellect. But we always miss the game, thinking that we can play with him with our intellect. He played with his intellect itself. And how can he be caught by your intellect? No. You are playing with intellect. He played with the intellect itself. Brahma tried to play with his intellect to Mahadeva. Mahadeva straight away knows the truth. And he just says, He says only one thing. Because you tried to play with your intellect, let you not be worshipped in the planet Earth. You are not worthy of worship. And he says to that flower, just because you told a lie, you have been a false witness, you will not be used anymore for my worship. And the moment both of them realized their mistake, the flower and the Brahma both fell at the feet of Shiva and cried, please forgive us. Surrendered. The moment they surrendered, Shiva forgives both of them and releases them from the curse. Shiva says, as an exemption, you will always be worshipped in my temple in the north side. In all Shiva temple, northern side, where the Tirtha, the holy water comes out, you will see Brahma's Murti standing there and continuously purifying himself by the Charanamrita, the holy water from Mahadeva's feet. In the same way, the flower was also blessed. Mahadeva says, you will not be used for worship, but as an exemption, one day on Shivaratri day, you will be used for my worship. This is the very day Mahadeva expressed himself, appeared in front of Vishnu and Brahma and gave them enlightenment, the ultimate truth. This is the very day every year the same intense cosmic consciousness, intense Shiva energy falls on planet Earth, envelops the planet Earth, raises the whole collective consciousness of the planet Earth to a different frequency. You are all blessed to spend this beautiful time in the energy field, in the presence of an enlightened being. Do not waste your energy just running behind intellect or comfort. Intellect and comfort, both of them are utility in the life. It is needed for a certain level, but that is not life itself. Life is far beyond the currency and logic. Life is something to be intensely lived, loved, experienced beyond logic and currency. Vishnu represents the Mamakara, identity you carry within you and believe as you. Brahma represents the Ahankara, the identity which you project to the outer world. Neither Ahankara nor Mamakara can realize the truth, can give you the truth. Only the cosmic energy, your very being, which is beyond Ahankara and Mamakara, only that can show the truth to your very being. Shiva, who is cosmic consciousness, it's embodiment of existential energy, takes you beyond Ahankar and Mamakar, because neither Ahankara nor Mamakara can reach, can understand, can realize Mahadeva. Take this moment, take this opportunity to go beyond Ahankara and unclutch yourself from these two and experience Mahadeva, Shiva. Intensely pray to that energy. Please understand, praying is trying to tune yourself to that energy. Don't think prayer is just empty words. Prayer is nothing but expressing the truth through intense sankalpa. If you express it just with your sankalpa, it's meditation. If you express it with your sankalpa and the divine help, it is prayer. Intensely create a deep prayerful mood, prayerful feeling, and recite Mahadeva's name, the Maha Mantra, Panchakshara, with your whole being, and pray to him. Let him reveal himself to you. Let him reveal the truth to you. Let him give you the ultimate experience, which is beyond intellect and money, which is beyond ahankar and mamakar. The truth which is revealed to Vishnu and Brahma, let it be revealed to you. Mahadeva appeared as the cosmic fire, cosmic consciousness, the same moment, exactly this very moment, to bless, to enlighten Vishnu.
Yes. So now, let us see the significance of Lingodvavas revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the Lingodvava story revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So Vishnu represents the Mamakara, the identity that you carry within you and believe as you. And Brahma represents Ahankara, the identity which you project to the outer world. So neither the Ahankara nor the Mamakara can realize the truth or give you the truth. And Paramashiva, who is cosmic consciousness, is the embodiment of existential energy that takes you beyond Ahankara and Mamakara, because neither Ahankara nor Mamakara can reach, so understand and realize Mahadeva. So there is a great significance in this story that you cannot attain Nithyananda, eternal bliss, with either intellect or with money. Going upwards like Brahma is rajas and passion without value. Going downwards is like Vishnu in tamas, which is inertia or lethargy. You cannot attain enlightenment with those two attributes, and Vishnu represents wealth. So it is redundant to waste your energy running behind intellect or comfort. Whether intellect is greater or wealth, neither can lead one to the ultimate truths or the ultimate bliss.
Intellect and comfort both of them are utility in the life. It is needed for a certain level, but it is not life itself. Life is something to be intensely lived, loved, experienced beyond logic and currency.
So in the scriptures, in the Arunachala Purana and various other scriptures, Paramashiva has given a threefold promise to humanity.
The lineage of Paramashiva represents the tradition of the Gurus, the enlightened masters in Tiruvannamalai, also called Arunachala. starting from Paramashiva himself. The lineage of Paramashiva prevails to fulfill Paramashiva's promise to humanity, to be an eternal guiding force through an unbroken lineage of living gurus hailing from Tiruvannamalai to sustain the enlightenment ecosystem. And since the time of Paramashiva's promise, there's been broken of living gurus who are the very incarnations of himself. And of course, today, the living incarnation of Paramashiva from Tiruvannamalai is, of course, Swami.
And Paramashiva appears as an infinite effulgence of light called Lingodbhava in Tiruvannamalai to bless humanity. So the Arunachala Purana, the epic story of Arunachala, reveals that at that point of time, Paramashiva made a promise that he will always be available in Arunachala for Tiruvannamalai in three forms: as the hill Arunachala, as the Jyotirlingam, the Arunachala Shivalinga deity in the temple, and in the form of living incarnations in the holy town of Tiruvannamalai.
And the Kshetra of Tiruvannamalai is the very place on earth which Paramashiva declared as his home thousands of years ago in the three divine forms: the sacred hill of Arunachala, the Linga, the Arunachaleshvara Linga, and in the form of the incarnation, the living masters of Paramashiva, who land time and time again in the human body in a fourth form, which is not declared by Paramashiva and yet still seamlessly manifested. He lives in the Shiva Sarva Guha Shaya as Shiva, the one who resides in the hearts of all. Here you can see the unbroken lineage of Paramashiva, the promise that Paramashiva has been keeping as fulfilling to guide humanity in all the ages through the sacred form of the sacred hill of Arunachala, the Arunachaleshvara Linga, and of course the living incarnation of Paramashiva, the living master, the supreme consciousness himself, who is the current incarnation of Paramashiva, who has landed to fulfill the promise of Paramashiva and to guide humanity during this time. And this is true, especially among the towns. So the people of Tiruvannamalai just radiate because of the promise of Paramashiva. And for them, the people of Tiruvannamalai, Arunachala is Antaryami, their most supreme Lord, making it possible for Paramashiva to appear again and again as one among them, adhering to his most passionate vision for humanity. Paramashiva himself comes down to planet Earth and guides Bhagavan Vishnu and Bhagavan Brahma in creating the enlightened civilization of Tiruvannamalai. And since then, Tiruvannamalai has been serving not just as a beacon for the human beings who seek the most supreme truth, but as a cosmic beacon of light, which allows for otherworldly beings to descend and ascend the 14 planes of existence and ultimately unite with Paramashiva himself in the primordial form as Lingodbhava. Since the time of Paramashiva appeared in the form of the effulgent column, the place has been witness to all the different yugas and the slow degradation of the original Dharma set forth by Paramashiva. And in the Kali Yuga, it is said that the mortal beings become dull-witted, unlucky, voracious, destitute of wealth, wanton, and unchaste. Countries will be ravaged by robbers and miscreants. The Vedas will be condemned by heretics. Kings will exploit the subject rulers will be man-eaters, and twice-born like brahmanas will be given to the gratification of their sexual desires and other appetites. And unfortunately, this is our current age, the Kali Yuga, which we are living in right now. And as Paramashiva promised this to his beloved friend and disciple in the Bhagavad Gita when he incarnated on planet Earth as Bhagavan Shri Krishna, he states, the verse translates, whenever there is decline in the righteousness and an increase in the unrighteousness, O Arjuna, at that time I manifest myself on earth. Being cognizant of the fear rampaging the planet Earth, Paramashiva decided it was time to come down and protect those who love him. It was thus how Paramashiva, the one who is Nishkala, who is formless as Lingodbhava, descended as the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva onto planet Earth and assumed the Nijavatara, the form of Supreme Quantum Fatalism, Jagat Guru Maha Sanidana, his divine holiness, Bhagavan and Paramashiva. The Arunachala Mahatmyam, it states that Arunachala is described as the Tejastamba Ulaling of Shaiva. And this is the shaft of effulgence, which manifested such that it was perceived as a linga, and thus this effulgence of Paramashiva is worshipped by all the gods. And in this way, Shiva, who is Nishkala, without any body and parts, who is the ultimate supreme being, who is established in the creation, who is the cause of the creation of the universe, assumes a body out of his free will for the protection of the universe and for the welfare of the spiritual seekers and the devotees. The Lingodbhava represents the advent of time. The Kartikeya Deepam is the day when Paramashiva stood as the infinite light shaft. And from the Kartikeya Deepam to Shivaratri, Brahma and Vishnu were searching for the 4 yugas. On Shivaratri day, they came back and surrendered and declared their inability. And it is on that day, Paramashiva blesses and liberates Vishnu and punishes. So Vishnu surrenders to Paramashiva and states that he is not able to find his end or beginning. However, Brahma lies to Paramashiva and states that he found his head. And it is at this time that Vishnu gets liberated and is liberated from all the delusions. And Brahma is the third eye of Paramashiva, but ultimately, out of his infinite compassion, is also liberated by Paramashiva. And the Kartikeya Deepam Day is the celebration in the memory of the Big Bang. As per the Vedic calendar, the day of Kartikeya Deepam is the first day. The constellation is the oldest constellation that they are able to push their intelligence to. Beyond this, they are not able to push. Their calculation method is failing. So in a way, the concept of time, the Big Bang, happened on the day of Kartikeya Deepam. The concept of time did not exist before the day Paramashiva manifested as the Lingodbhava. That is why Kartikeya Deepam is the oldest festival. And the consciousness, when it stood as a light being and created time, matter, everything, we call it Big Bang. That is why the Vedic rishis are also able to predict constellations, stars that have only till the day of Kartikeya Deepam. And the sun, we know, is junior to the Lingodbhava, the infinite shaft of light of Arunachala, the Big Bang. After the sun, born 20 galactic years back, Earth cooled to support life. This happened 17 galactic years back. That is when the Anandaganda, the core of the Big Bang, cooled and appeared as Arunachala on planet Earth. And we are in now and where this body manifested. Let us understand the descent of Supreme Consciousness as Notbava. It was not, and in the words of the Supreme Consciousness itself, it explains his descent on planet Earth and described. It was neither dark nor light filled, an indeterminate color covered the planet Earth, a world where darkness covered darkness. I saw the cosmos. Suddenly, a bright light appeared from a region which I now see as southern India. At that time, I did not know where it was. It was. Borders are what we draw. Where is the border in the cosmos? I entered into that light in the form of a brilliant meteor. The very next sight that I perceived with my inner eye was Arunachala, and I knew that I assumed the body once more. I had entered the womb of my mother. The reflection on planet Earth happened. It was a conscious birth. As promised, when there was a big chaos and a stagnance in the cosmos due to Brahma and Vishnu's delusion, Paramashiva descended to planet Earth, causing a big bang as Lingotbhava manifesting the universe. To save the humanity from the delusion of Kali Yuga, Paramashiva, as Lingotbhava, has once again descended on planet Earth as the supreme concept of Hinduism, his divine holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, to create a new yuga, a big bang, the Nitya Yuga, in the very same Tiruvannamai, and to fulfill the promise he has made to humanity to eternally exist in the form of a living master. And of course, we are the most blessed beings because we have Swamiji, the 1,000 incarnation of himself as our very own guru. We have the link, we have Lingua Baba himself as our very own guru, Paramashivoham himself as our very, very own guru. And we are the most blessed beings in the entire cosmos to experience not just Paramashivoham in form of Linga and Arunachala Hill, but also as our very own.
The Shastra Pramana from Guru Gita, this verse, the 21st verse, describes Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Sulabham Paramam Padam Tasmat Sarva Prayatnena Guroraradhanam Kuru. The meaning of this verse: the supreme state is easily attained by those who think of nothing else but me. Therefore, strive to that most to propitiate the Guru.
So, is a guru. The guru or master is not a vyakti, a person, as you imagine. He is a tattva, a principle. He is simply a physical representation of the divine. In the Vedic tradition, the spiritual teacher, the guru or the master, is said to be more important than God. God is always and everywhere, but it is the guru who opens the disciples' eyes to the existence of God. The master is the doorway to one's own experience of the divine.
And another verse from the Guru Gita, the Shastra Pramana, which describes the glory of the Guru. This verse says, Guru Murtim Smare Nityam Guru Nama Sada Japet Guru Ragnam Prakurvita Guroranyanna Bhavayet. The meaning of this verse, it says, always remember the Guru's form. Constantly repeat the divine name given by the Guru. Always follow the Guru's commands. Think of nothing other than the Guru. And another verse, the 11th verse from Guru Gita describes further. It says, Sarva Papa Vishuddhatma Shri Guru Pada Sevanat Dehi Brahma Pavedyasmat Tvat Kripartham Vadamite. And this verse explains, out of compassion for you, I shall tell you how the embodied soul becomes Brahman, having been purified of all